Now to the latest on the tragedy at Astroworld. While you were sleeping, rapper Drake released his first statement on what happened.
He was on stage with Travis Scott as the tragedy unfolded. Drake says he spent the last few days trying to wrap his head around the devastating tragedy. He added, quote, "My heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives and for anyone who is suffering." He says he will continue to pray for all of the victims and will be of service in any way he can.
Meanwhile, both Kim Kardashian and Kendall Jenner, who have close ties to Travis Scott, issued their own statements last night.
In those posts, they shared their own messages of support for the victims.
We have live team coverage from NRG Park. Xavier Walton with more on those victims. And Ugochi Iloka has the latest on the lawsuits filed. But for now, we'll start with Michelle Choi. Michelle, good morning. What's the very latest on this investigation?
Good morning. We now know that the FBI has joined this investigation. One quick glance at this growing memorial behind me, and it's easy to see that this tragedy has touched so many lives, which brings up two key questions. Who should be held responsible, and how did this happen? Take a look. As you might imagine, planning an event the size of Astroworld involves several key players. U of H law professor Meredith Duncan says that also means a lot of possibilities for criminal liability. She says that could include concert promoter Live Nation, the owner-operators of NRG Park, independent contractors at the event, and even Travis Scott himself. Duncan says they could all be targets of a criminal probe, and with 8 people dead and several still hospitalized, including a 9-year-old boy in critical condition, Duncan says the public will demand accountability.
We need to figure out who is responsible for this. We can't just let this pass. I know people want a really quick answer. They want to hold somebody accountable for it, but it'll take some time.
Investigators have plenty to sift through, including thousands of cell phone videos that capture the chaos Friday night. Plus, Live Nation's past safety issues and even Travis Scott's own history of inciting crowds at his concerts could all play a part in the investigation. All this while civil lawsuits continue to pile up. For more on that part of the story, our Ugochi Iloka picks up our coverage. Ugochi?
And Michelle, the family of 21-year-old Axel Acosta Avila says they found out he was dead in what it seems like a nightmare. In no way a family should find out. And now they plan to sue who they believe is responsible for his death. Now, Acosta Avila was at the concert Friday night when his family's lawyer, Tony Busby, says they believe he was swallowed up by the crowd and killed. His father and brother found out from a photo posted on the internet. Then later authorities confirmed that Axel was the unidentified victim. Now the family plans to sue the concert promoters, managers, Live Nation, Travis Scott, and others later this week.
It's our goal to make sure that this good, decent, solid young man did not die for nothing.
They told me, Mr. Acosta, your son is not on the list. He is not on the list from the dead people or injured people.
What an awful way to find out that heartbreaking news. Now, the family's attorney, Tony Busby, actually says he is representing 30 other clients linked to this Astroworld disaster. Steph?
And probably more to follow there. Ugochi, thank you for that.
We will be keeping a close eye on the legal situation there as well, and people continue to show up at the growing memorial dedicated to those victims.
Our Xavier Walton picks up the story with those touching tributes outside NRG Park.
Good morning. We are here at the green light at NRG Park where the memorial, it continues to grow. And here it is. You can see the candles lit and the flowers as well as some of the victims here on the fence, including the one you're looking at now, 23-year-old Madison Dubisky. Throughout the day, more than 72 hours ago, people have been bringing flowers and paying their respects to the 8 victims from Friday night. You can see the candles lit, the flowers, the teddy bears, and then here they are, the victims. You see Danish Bega, you see Franco Patino, you see Brianna Rodriguez, and there you see Rudy Pena from Laredo. Those are just some of the 8 victims that lost their lives at Astroworld on Friday night. And while the families try to come to grips with this new reality, we also spoke to 2 families who had loved ones here on Friday night and their loved ones are still in the hospital fighting. We're talking about a Texas A&M student and also a 9-year-old little boy who is in a coma right now on a ventilator fighting for his life at Texas Children's Hospital. Here at Energy Park, Xavier Walton, I'll send it back to you.
Xavier, thank you. We'll continue to cover the fallout from the tragedy at Astroworld. From the lawsuits to the recovery of those survivors, you can find the very latest developments on our website, khou.com, and on the KHOU 11 app.